Hey everyone, it's Nick with Us versus Her. Today we're going to go back to my roots, back to UVH roots, and talk about more about what I did today in terms of my trades, lining them up. We're going to talk about BBBY, some of the options trades that I made money on, lost money on, and some of my futures trades, and like what I am looking at tomorrow in terms of volatility, where the stock market is going to be at, and like kind of a game plan. So I just want to get back to that place and make content that I like to make and content that I think is going to be helpful to you to navigate the markets. Now, none of this is trading advice, investment advice, but these are trades that I have done, are doing, or currently will do, or currently in as well. So that's kind of the game plan. Right now, we're going to get into some of the trades. First one being BBBY, and I'm going to cover all my trades today. We're gonna take our time. But BBBY up 24% today, and I did put a position on Friday, so I sold a cover call. Now, the thing is, today I was actually quite busy, right? I was actually quite busy today, and I got out of BBBY a bit too early, like back when BBBY was just like chopping. So let me actually pull up the orders here and kind of show you what I did here. So on BBBY, I had a cover call, as you can see right in here. So let me highlight this for you. So is it working? All right, it's not working. Highlighter's not working. Highlighter is hard down. Yeah, it's not. I don't know what's going on with it. But anyways, highlighter BBBY right here. I got to fill 11.94. This was at that's the wrong order. This morning at 9.95. So I was long 100 shares, but I was short the 12 call. Now, going into my positions here, I was short the 12 call, so I made like $10 on that, and then I made a total. I mean, if we look at my realized gain today, I made a total of $42. Now, I got out of that position at actually near open. It was 8:33 a.m. So I'm Central Time. So actually 3 minutes, because I was actually busy today. I wasn't trading right at the open. So I'm like, hey, you know what? I don't know what's going to happen today. BBBY is kind of all over the place, and I don't know if it's going up or down. And so like when I got out of it this morning, was at open. It was flushing. It opened around 11. It opened at like 11:50. It was actually starting to flush down, and I actually closed it out. Let's see if we pull up the 1 minute chart. 8:33. So 8:33. We were at like 11:20, 11:23, and then I actually didn't look at it at all. I didn't look at it at all. What was going on? But I did re-enter. I mean, we had a nice, kind of bull flag forming here. It did break down into the close. But what I have been noticing with BBBY is it hasn't been selling like as aggressive. It's been bucking the trend. Like Friday, if you look at BBBY's chart on Friday, it was actually holding really well when the market was actually garbage at BBBY. So I actually loaded on Friday in here, and we had a nice day today. Now, sure, I wish I could have captured those gains. Wish I didn't get out of open, but I didn't know, since I wasn't able to be at my desk this morning. I didn't know what was going to happen, right? So I did get back in. So for a total, let me actually just cut this down so we could see better here. So I did get back in. So I did buy another cover call, but this time I bought 100 shares, and I'm short the 15 call. So I'm short the 15 call. At the time, it was like $1.80. So I think I'm up like on that. I'm up, it was like $1.60, $1.70. So I'm up $18 on that call. Now, like for me, a lot of people are like, hey, why don't you YOLO? Why don't you do that? Like for me, if you don't know who I am, I'm a pretty conservative trader. I'm just trying to collect premium, stack my short-term gains. Brick by brick is how I make my money in the market. I don't make my money full porting into a meme stock and hoping for the best. That's not what I do. That's not the type of channel that I I want this to be, and it never will be. So I'm short the 15 call, but I'm long 100 shares at a price. It was like 11. It was like 1370. I got in at that price, so it's down here. I'm long 100 shares. Now, if my price here is 1194, so my debit was 1194, so if this option, if the 15 call expires out of the money where zero, my share basis actually is going to come down to 1194. What I then went ahead as well is I shorted the 1150 put. I mean, these premiums are thick. We're at like 418%, and this is for this week IV. So I shorted the 1150 put. I mean, it's currently going for over $1. I paid $1. I got $1 for a credit for it. So if it does dip down, let's say it does dip down to like 11 or 1050 this week, I will purchase another 100 shares at 1150. But I then get to keep the credit, so then that'll bring my average down. So these shares at 1150 that I'd be buying at 1150 would actually be coming down to 1050, which, if you're looking at the chart here, is actually pretty good. 1050 is where it was pinging around on Friday, comes back down here. So let's say worst case scenario, I don't get, this doesn't go up anymore. I'm still going to be making money on the 15 call. I'm going to be making money on the 1150 put, and I'm going to be owning 200 shares at that point of BBBY. So, I mean, it's a small play. Like today, I mean, I only made like $42 off of it. Looking to suck some more premium out of there. I mean, this thing is super rich for premium right now. So that's my goal for, BBBY. I'm going to go into some of my other trades here. But if you're liking the content so far, hit the like button. If you want to join the UVH community, links are below in the description to our Discord, our options trading group on Facebook. And if you're learning how to trade options, I do have a link to the course below as well at the UVH Academy if you're learning how to trade options. Now, some of my other trades today, before I get into the other options trades, I did want to cover, I did trade a little bit on the futures. So future side of things, I'm kind of just getting kind of warmed up here. I missed the open, but I did capture a little bit here. So I did trade two contracts. I actually bought in, and this was at like around 9:45 or so. And this is the 15-minute chart on the future. So I was trading MNQ, which is the the micros NASDAQ contract. So I'm just going small. I made like $60 today on this, and I got in around 12,574, and then I got out here at 12,584 and 12,581. So I made 10, 12 points in this, and then on the downside, I did short a little bit down here. I shorted in at 12,475. Got out at 468, and in this I was mainly trading the opening range on this, and you can see the yellow bars. So basically this marks the high of the opening range, the low of the opening range. So I was long above it, short below it. I didn't stick around long because today was kind of choppy, got a little bit crazy. I mean, we went up, but as you can see where it closed, it actually closed towards the middle of the range here. So looking at the NASDAQ, and where I expect kind of things to happen is last night it did gap down below the 50-day moving average. It did close below the 50-day moving average right now. We had a super bearish candle on Friday, so I'm not trying to get too long. I'm not trying to stick around trades too long, and honestly, I'm just taking a trade at a time, and I actually got burned a little bit by not kind of, I wouldn't say following my rules, but I think I got a little bit too aggressive with I'll show you here. So SPX, I did lose $170 today. And you know what? I probably shouldn't have put this in. So SPX, my orders for today, I got a 220 credit. I was actually shorting day of the 445, the 40-45 call, short the 40-45 call, long the 40-50 call. Now, if we go into today, let's go to SPX here. And these actually closed, which is painful. These actually closed at 1 cent. Now, I think the lesson here is, don't trade 0 days to expiration. So it's been a minute for me. As many of you guys know, I've been trading a lot of futures, and so I'm like, hey, I think there's a good opportunity here. I think that SPX is going to get smashed into the close, and it did. SPX. If we look at SPX into the close, it got obliterated down here. Tastyworks charts are terrible, but let's look at here. So this is the 15. Let's pull up the 5-minute chart. It's a little bit more fun. So if we're looking at the 5-minute chart here, we rallied off the lows, right, on the S&P, came back up here. We were testing up the 40.60, closed at 40.30. I was short at 40.45, but you know what? I think I chased a little bit. I thought this was going to break down, but you know what I was doing? Chopping. We had some. What shook me out was these candles right in here. I mean, we would dip down to 40.42, and then within another 5 minutes, we're back up to 40.60. So I'm like, hey, you know what? I'm not trying to go max loss on this baby. So I actually rolled it. So I lost. This is how I lost 170. So I got a 220 credit, bought it back for 390. I was short this call spread, right? And then I went into tomorrow, so I rolled those into tomorrow, got another 275 credit for tomorrow, which I'm currently up on. I'm currently up 75 bucks on that. So overall, I'm down $95 right now. So it's not terrible, but I think the lesson is just like, if you're trading spreads, try not to trade 0 day expiration. And if you do, don't trade them so late in the day. Like this was a crazy, kind of a crazy trade. And it wasn't. I wouldn't say it was a stupid trade. I think that when you're trading 0 day expiration, like you need to have a very good stop loss. And honestly, I didn't really obey my stop loss on this. I probably could have lost a lot less if I obeyed my initial stop loss, right? But I didn't, because I really believed in it. And it did what I wanted to do. But instead of shorting down here, I was shorting like in the 40.40s. 40.50s down here. You need to start shorting these tops here. So that was the first mistake. The second mistake was really not obeying my stops and trading 0 day to expiration. 0 day to expiration potentially could kill your account, if you keep doing it. So lesson learned, at least have a day or two. If you want to swing some into tomorrow, sell some premium, take it easy. And that's kind of, I think I needed a reminder on that today on the S&P. But I mean, if we look at the chart for the S&P, I mean, this actually did close above the 50-day moving average, but I mean, it's looking a little rough here. So it's a little suspect. So I do think either we open up flat tomorrow. I'm going to close my position. We open up flat. We go up a little bit. We'll probably be up a little bit money on that due to theta and tomorrow's expiration for that spread. But right now, I'm currently in this position here. So I'm in tomorrow 40.45. So I'm shorted again right here. So we're still, like, if you look at tomorrow, we're still within the expected move. Expected to move 40 points tomorrow. So like just be safe. If you're shorting close to expiration, any option, or are you long any expiration? Because I mean these right here for today, I mean, check these out. I mean, this is crazy. So look at the 40.45s here that I was in. Look at the option chart. I mean, these, when I was in them, these were going, even at 2 p.m. When Power Hour started, these were still going for $12. These close at 5 cents, right? So this is the risk. You might be right on the chart, or you might think you might be right, but due to that being that close to expiration, you might not have enough time to adjust, get out, and stuff like that. So just take it easy. Don't be too aggressive. Sure, you could have some good wins, but at the end of the day, it's not very repeatable. It's not a repeatable process. To make money in this market, you want it to be repeatable. One of the bigger wins today was UVXY. This was another cover call situation. So on UVXY, I put this in on Friday as well. I bought 100 shares at 9.18, and then I shorted the 10 call, because I honestly didn't think UVXY was going to go that kind of go that crazy. But UVXY, you know, basically, I mean, it went pretty crazy. I mean, since Friday. I mean, it sold off a bit today, but if we look at Friday, you know, when I bought the lows like basically down here 918. This thing ripped, and I thought I was gonna get a sign, but you know, I was up $90, so I figured let's just close it out because, like I said, I wasn't at my desk this morning, so let's just close it out. Let's just see where the day takes us, and you know, kind of go from there. That was my plan. Now, Amazon kind of breaks my heart. I had a small loss in here. The 130 strike puts. Okay, now let me pull up Amazon. Let me pull up its chart. Show you what I was thinking. Now, I mostly was thinking that Amazon was going to go up, so I bought the 130 strike calls. So let's go over to Amazon. So what time I buy those? I bought those at 10:24 this morning. And you know what? I bought those, and then I went to breakfast, and I put a stop loss on. Now, if we look here, 10:24, we were testing the lows down here. So 10:24 is right down here. We were at like 129.06 area. Look at this right here. So 129.06, 124. We pumped up a little bit. We went up from 129.02 up to 129.30, and then we came down to 128. This was actually the low of the day. Here was the 128, right? So I actually almost got near the low of the day, but you know what I did? I don't want to take a lot of risk on, so I put these on, and what I was looking at was, you know, it not breaking the low of the day. So it was 207. I'm sorry, 224. I put a stop loss in at 210, so I lost $28 on that. Now, looking at the 130 call, okay, this morning. So when I put those on this morning down in here, these actually, and I think actually Thinkorswim is going to show you a little bit better chart. So let me switch back over there. So Amazon, let me go to these 130 calls and show you what I was looking at. Okay. So these 130 calls. So remember I said my stop was at 210? The low of the day for these calls was 207. It hit my stop, and then it ripped up. So let's pull this up here. So I put it on. I bought them at 224. Low of the day was 207. My stop was at 210. So within 3 cents, $3 of my stop, and then these hit the stop 207, and then went up to 280, and actually reached up before power hour, up into power hour, reached a high of 324. So I had the right idea. I just I probably should have re-entered these. I was looking that we were going to retrace back up. I thought I was going to come back up to like 260, 250 area, kind of try to scale out, sell one, hold on to another one. But, you know, what are you going to do? So the main thing is for this trade, I'm glad that I stuck to my stop. I stayed controlled, had a small loss, because to make money in the market, you don't have to be right 100% of the time. You just have to have your wins be bigger than your losses, and that's, you know, essentially what we're going to be doing, you know, with that small loss. I mean, SPX got away from me, but I think we're going to be okay with that. Well, I rolled that, so we're going to have a minimal loss. But, you know, I would say just be careful this week. You know, it's going to be volatile. You know, we got Powell coming. You know, everyone's back. The Fed's back. So just be mindful. Those are my trades. That's kind of how I'm aligned going into tomorrow. If you like this video, leave me a comment below. Let me know you watch this video. As always, stay safe, stay green. It's us for certain.